Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Yachna Marwa. I'm a pattern designer and today we are going to learn how to create Mughal borders. In my previous video, we had done one type of a Mughal border, and in this video, we are going to learn two types of different Mughal borders. One is going to be a diamond shape and another is going to be a floral one. So without further ado, let's get this started. So today we are going to learn this kind of a border. So if you have seen the part 1, we have already done this in part 1, and in today's video we are going to do these two borders. I think it's going to be super fun again. So let's do this, and we're going to start with this border first and then we are going to start with this. So let's start with the size. So earlier we took 3 by 9 inches. So I'm just going to take the similar size. So you go to the plus icon here right below this, and then I'll go to the inches and I will go to the width, which is 3, and height as 9 inches. DPI remains the same, and you can see that you have got so many layers to work upon, and I'm going to create. So once I do that, I will get this kind of a border again, and we will start again with the grids. So if you saw the last part, you might have noticed that first we tried to take the grid size. So for that, I'm going to the action, canvas, turn it on the drawing guide, and I will go to the edit drawing guide here. And again, I will try to put it in such a way that I will have 4 parts on each. So earlier we had 4.5. So now I will try to put like boxes 4 by 4 like this. It's going to be so much easier with this reference. And once I do that, maybe you can change the opacity and thickness so that the lines are a little bit more visible. So once I do that, I'm just going to press done. So I get something like this. So first I will again mark the center. So you can pick it up any brush again. So earlier we used the Mercury brush, and you can use the same brush. I think it's a really nice brush to work. Let's start with the under inking, the Mercury brush. And once I have that, I will start marking. You can take any color, and I'm going to mark the center first like this, and I'm going to mark this here and this here and this. This is also kind of a diamond pattern only, but a little bit different. So maybe I'll just zoom in so that you can see. So I'm just marking the center square, like completely center, and then I'm just marking left, right, and then just leaving a little bit of gap here, just again marking things. Once you have something like this ready, now we will go to the drawing assist again. So we will go to the edit drawing guide, we will go to the symmetry, and we will choose vertical symmetry for now, and we don't need quadrant, and then press done. Once I do that, you can take any color as I mentioned, and we are going to start creating it. So I already have the palette with me. So you can also take up from the palette, which is attached in the description box below. And let's say I'll start with the green color from here, the third color from the second row. And let me just start. So if you want to do it on a fresh layer, because you do not want to lose these marks, you can add a new layer and put it on drawing assist again. So once you put it on drawing assist, that means symmetry is on. Moving on, I'll start from here, maybe a little smaller like this, and one curve like this, another curve like this, and another curve like this. So basically creating a dome shape and then curve, curve, curve. Followed by, when I do this part, the reason I did not take the quadrant symmetry, because it would have been easy for me to do something like this. I'm gonna do the curves inwards. So how do I do that? Smaller, 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 and smaller. Once you have something like this ready, you can now add another line parallel to this. I think this is going to be way more better. So once I have this, the reason I'm using this brush is also because of the texture. So let me just do this here. And I will make sure that there are no gaps. Yeah. So once I have something like this and there are no gaps as such, then I will take a lighter color, maybe a lighter color, which I'll put it in the palette also, and I'll try to fill this up inside. So maybe I'll just drag and drop the color. So this is how it's gonna look like. So I think it looks good. You can even go for a thinner brush stroke if you want. Currently, I took up like 1 to 2%, so I took up the smallest size only, but if you want, you can just take up smaller than this as well. So once you're done with this, now you can pick it up the darker color, the maroon pink color we have, and maybe now I'll just do 1%. So now I will add on the same layer, I'm just gonna make a parallel line to this again, like this, something like this, and then again making parallel. So when I'm making this part, like basically when I'm doing this another curve, I'll just add one stroke like this and then followed by another stroke like this. So again adding stroke like this and then followed by this. So because sometimes when you're making the curves, it doesn't come up nicely, you can simply do it like this. Again, here. You can actually make it something around this. And once you have this, you can now again check if there are any gaps or something like this and like this. Then you can take up the lighter color, the pink color, the lighter color, and drag and drop it inside so that you have got a nice shape and detailed one. And now we are going to add a new layer, and because the border part is ready, now we are going to do inside. So I'm just going to add a new layer, put it on drawing assist, and I'm going to take the same dark color which I took, and now I'm going to create a small flower, the similar kind of a flower which we created earlier. So you can also make the dots first and then connect them like this very nicely, and then followed by you're going to create another set of petal, a little bit flowy. Like don't create it like this, try to create it like this, and then followed by like this. And once you're done with this, you can take up the lighter color you have it on your palette, pink lighter color, and drag and drop. Yeah. Once you have this, you can again go back to the darker color, or maybe a little bit different color also, not a problem. A little darker color, you can simply add some strokes like we had it in the first part also. Similarly, you can actually create some strokes using the same brush. So throughout, we have just used the drag and drop method and the mercury brush. Yeah. So I feel maybe you can add a little bit of more pink tone to it. So even when you are done with one of the strokes and you try to overlap, this brush is really nice for overlapping. So I just wanted to have like more dark colors with the darker strokes. I think so. I pick up the brush and even the overlapping doesn't look messy at all. So once I'm done with this part, now I'm just going to take like a darker color from the base, from this border here, and I'm going to, on the same layer, I'm going to create a line like this. And once I do that, maybe after that, I'm just going to create a leaf. So leaf, I'm going to create it very cautiously. So one line like this, another line like this, and if you want to create another, you can just do it like this. So basic leaf, and then one line like this, and then I'm just gonna take like a lighter color here, and then I'm just gonna put it here and here. So again, after you put the base, now if you wish to add a little bit more colors, maybe you can take up darker or the lighter colors and maybe just add, more strokes here, more strokes here, and here, something like this. And once I have something like this, my main motif for the border is completely ready. So once you are done with this part, you can simply merge these two layers, right? And you can also get rid of the layer 1. So you can just go back to the layer 1, swipe and delete. So you have something like this. Now I'm going to duplicate this. I will always duplicate the last layer because that is the original layer we have. And now I'll just have this, the first top part. I will try to put this like literally towards the end so that when you get this line, how do you get this yellow line? Let me just explain it to you. So first you go to the arrow, you go to snapping and magnetic. Make sure they both are on. Once you have those, you can simply move this up here, and you can again duplicate, move the one of the parts to the left here and second part to the right. Let me explain it to you, this part again. So basically, once you have this border with you, and we have already duplicated this, you go to arrow, you move this up, and until you see this yellow line, that means it is exactly at the center. That means you just lift your pencil. You again duplicate, go to arrow, move it to the left, and until you see this yellow line, that means it is again cutting from the half. That means it's gonna be okay. Then you again go to the second and put it on the other half here, like this. Once you have something like this, you are going to do the similar process at the bottom as well. So I'm going to duplicate, go to arrow, and you again come at the center here. Then you can simply go to duplicate, put one half towards the left, other half towards the right. So this is how it's gonna be like. So now we are done with this part where we have actually created the repeat proper, and then I am going to add a new layer, because here I did not add a lot of, I would say, depth and everything, so it's gonna be okay. So what I'm gonna do here is very important. I'm now expanding the border a little bit. Why? Because I would like to add some lines to it, and then we will also add something here as well. So let me just do that quickly. So first I'll just go to the crop and resize, and I will simply make this here a little, here a little. So don't worry, I'm right now adding approximately, but that's not going to be a problem at all. So once I do that, I press done. So this is how it's going to be like. And then on a new layer, I'm just going to put it on drawing assist, and I'm going to go to the under calligraphy, the monoline brush, and let me just take up the darkest color I have, that may be the red color, and I'll just add with the help of monoline. My brush size is 55%, and I'm just gonna create a line like this. So when you hold it from top to bottom, it's gonna come straight. Similarly, I'm also going to add a little bit of pink. So right next to it, maybe I'll just add a little bit of pink as well. Very close to it, maybe just adding, because it's going to be exactly of the same size. Yeah. So this is how we create the border. Now I'll start to put something at the center as well, because otherwise it's going to look very boring here. So let me just add something. So now what we're going to do is, let me just try to put more details around it. So I'm just going to take this red color I have, and on a fresh layer beneath this line, you can even try, if you want to merge all these layers, you can do that. You can add a new layer, put it on drawing assist again, and then I am going to do a parallel line like this. Similarly, if you want to add like a dome shape, you can even go for a dome shape like this. And similarly, you can even try creating two. So now when I feel that, you know, the curves are not coming proper, I'll just do it like this. Like this. Something like this. Similarly, I will create it at the bottom as well. So just take up any of the parallel lines, either from the inwards and outwards. You can simply start doing like this. So again, I'm just gonna mark like this. Make it a little bit more stylized. I think that's gonna look more better. And again, make a line parallel to this. And this is how the border is ready. Now I'm just going to go to this pink color, and maybe, so I'll have to make sure that the shape is closed. So maybe I'll just first close the shape, and from here as well, and here as well, and then maybe you can simply drag and drop like this, and here also drag and drop like this. So this is how you can actually create a detailed border, and this is very different because the corners are intact. And now let's start repeating it and let's see that how does it comes out to be. So I'm just simply going to hide the background here. So just go to the background, hide it, and just go to the action, add copy canvas, and maybe you take the same measurements you have. So maybe I'll just take like 3 by 9, create, and then I'm just gonna paste this, and I'll just make it smaller like this, and just duplicate, go to arrow, and then maybe just move it here. So this is how it's gonna look like. You can see that how it is coming out to be. You can simply start creating the seamless borders like this. So now once we have this one ready, let's start with the another one. So I'll take the same measurements and then let's do the second border, which is this one. So yeah. So this was not seamless. So in order to make it seamless, we have to follow the process which we did together. So let's start with this border now. And I'm going to take the same measurements. So go to the width and take 3 inches, and go to the height, take 9 inches, and DPI remains the same, color profile remains the same, and I create. Once I create this, I'm going to start this time by creating a rectangle, and so I'll go to this selection tool, and I'm going to take the pink color from the palette, light pink color, and then I'm just gonna drag on the entire thing and just leave a little bit of space if possible. Don't worry if it is not coming on the both sides, well, that's gonna be okay. Once I do that, now I'll try to put it at equal. So how will I do that? I'll go to arrow here. I'll click on arrow, and I'll make sure I'll achieve this yellow line. So once I do that, that means it is exactly into half, like, or the center. And once I do that, I am going to add a new layer, take up the moonline brush and put it on drawing assist. So first I'll go to the canvas, go to the edit drawing guide. Once I do that, I will go to the symmetry and choose the vertical symmetry and press done. Once I do that, I will create exactly on the edge one line like this here, and followed by another line like this, leaving a little bit of gap, something like this. So you have this kind of a border with you. Now what we're going to do is I am going to add a new layer. Above it, put it on drawing assist again, and I'll try to draw the flower. So for that, I am using the same brush, which is the Mercury under inking. My brush size is 1%, and I'll start to draw. So you can draw any way you want, not a problem. So now I'll start with the petal, but I'll make sure it's little smaller in size. I'll start with the dome shape, and then curve, and then maybe I'll just join them. Once I do that, similarly I'll create an outer ring of that parallel line like this. Now once you have something like this, I will create a petal attached to this like this. So first you create a line, curve, and then curve like this. And then I will also create another petal like this. Once you have something like this, I will create curves parallel to this petal here. So we have got something like this. Now I will start putting the details inside it. So I will take a lighter color, coral color. I will drop it in the inner petal, and for the outer I'll pick it up the color from the base, and I'll color from here so that it looks more detailed. So I'll have to be a little bit more cautious while I'm doing it. So I think there is a gap there, so I'll make sure I correct the gap, and then I will try to drop the color inside. I think that's gonna be okay. Once I do that, I will again make sure that I have some strokes inside. So with the darker color, I will try to put the stroke on the upper part, on all the petals, and then maybe I'll just put it on at the bottom like this. So we have something like this. I think this is okay. And once I have something like this, now I will, because everything is on the same layer, you go to the arrow and you can just rotate it 120 degrees like this. And now I will try to move it upwards like this here. And once I do that, I will now go to the green color, whatever green color you have, and I'll create on a fresh layer. So after you create something like this on a fresh layer, you take the mercury with the deep green color. I will create a shape like this, a curve. So basically starting from here and curve like this. Once you have something like this, you can now create more leaves. So whatever leaves you like, maybe I'll create curvy leaves like this. Like this. And like this. Once you have something like this, you can even now create some spirals around it. So you create spirals like this, like this, like this. And once you have those, you can take a lighter color and drag and drop the color. And even after doing this, if you wish to have a little bit of more strokes with the darker color, you can even go with the dark like this. And once you have something like this, you can simply merge these two layers. You can just simply duplicate the layer. So that now I have two of the flowers. I will go to the arrow, flip horizontal and put it here, because since I am not connecting them, and I will make sure that I have a little bit of gap here, so that this gap will also be okay when we try to make it seamless. In order to make it properly seamless, I would suggest that you can just simply add a new layer, put it on horizontal symmetry, and with the darker or any other color, you can simply create a leaf like this. Make sure it is on assisted. So once you do that, it is going to actually come on the other side too. Let's say I'm going to create it like this. So it is also coming here. Like for example, I'll start from here. Maybe I'll drop a leaf here. It is also coming on this side. So when you try to join them together, it's not going to be a problem at all. So this is how you can actually create a seamless sort of a repeat. And then maybe I'll just join this with this also if you want. Okay. And yeah, so here I don't want the symmetry. So I'll just turn it off and then maybe like this. So this is how, and maybe you want to connect this part also here, so maybe I'll just simply so we are done with the seamless border here as well. So another thing which I think that you can try doing is, because these borders are little bit more bold. So what last thing you can try doing is that maybe you can actually put this, you can remove the drawing assist, let's clipping mask here, add a new layer above it on the lines, add a new layer, put it on a clipping mask, and then take up this texture diagonal. And maybe with the lighter color, white or pink, you can simply add some diagonal lines just to make it look more interesting. So that is like optional. Of course, if you want to make it a little bit more spaced out, you can actually create more spacing in between. That's totally your call. And but I think it's gonna be really nice if you can add a little bit of more depth here. So this is how you can actually create borders like this, and you can go with a little bit more detailing and everything. But yeah, so we are done with the two more borders. In both the videos I have explained how to create these sort of borders seamlessly. These are not the seamless ones, but I try to recreate everything in a seamless one so that you can utilize this in many other ways. So recently I will show it to you. I created the border which I'm actually creating an artwork, and I'm using this border here. So these borders will be helpful in so many ways, like in wallpapers or in apparel. Wherever you want to add some borders and give some detailing, you can actually use that. So I hope that this video is helpful, and I will see you in the new chapter. Thank you so much everyone for watching it till the end. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you are creating artwork with the Mughal borders, I would love to see them. You can send it on Lakira Designs on my Instagram. And in case you are interested to learn something else, you can also comment down below. If you are interested to learn something specific for my YouTube tutorial, I would love to know. Secondly, if you're interested to learn about different courses and masterclasses, I have them all on my website. So in case you are interested, check it out. The link is in the bio, and I will see you in the new class. Thank you.